If you want to build an innovation advantage, you have to build a human advantage. And the reality is most organizations today lack these next generation capabilities. And they're all linked together. You can't do one without another. So let's spend a few minutes on diagnosis. Why is this so hard, right? Why, when you look around the world, you see organizations that are inertial, that are incremental, and often inhuman? By the way, right now in the US economy, 70% of jobs require little or no creativity. And that says nothing about the people in those jobs. And everything about the way we look at some jobs as being low skilled, that's complete nonsense. There are no jobs out there that are low skilled, not by definition. But we've kind of put people in categories, we treat them like commodities. So let's think about what accounts for these disabilities. I live in Silicon Valley, and I see all these young companies, and their real advantage is not a new business model typically. The advantage is a different sort of organization. Employees are united in their passion to do something amazing. The organization structure is very simple. Everybody has line of sight to every other employee. Teams are small, roles are loosely defined. People naturally migrate to wherever their talents are best used. They're open to learning from the outside. There are very few, if any, hierarchical layers. And yet you come back a decade or two later, and all of that has changed, right? And let me give you an example. Let me give you a practical example. Here's a quote, sorry for a little laborious quote here for a moment, but here's a quote from Mark Zuckerberg back in 2011. One of the biggest theories he has, by the way, it's a fact, not a theory, is that all companies slow down dramatically as they grow. Maybe when we're bigger at Facebook, we're going to be able to move as fast as a company with 500 employees because we've invested so much in building the culture. What the hell does that mean, building the culture? In most companies, it's a lot of talking, right? Every time we stand up, we talk about innovation, we talk about curiosity, whatever it is. I can tell you what, bureaucracy eats culture for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So 2023, this year, Mark's talking a different tune. I don't think you want a management structure that's just managers managing managers, managing managers, managing managers, managing the people who are doing the work. Facebook has 13 organizational layers. How the hell does that happen? And you know how it happens, right? As a company grows and becomes more complex, you reach an inflection point where bureaucracy per capita starts to grow faster than the organization itself. You've all seen these dynamics. I don't have to explain them to you. And pretty soon you have an organization that, you know, is not very healthy. You know, Roger Perlmutter, who was the head of research at Merck, the big drug company, before he stepped down, he said, you know, the best way of raising R&D yields is I just want to scrape the top 5 layers off our organization. U.S. Chief of Staff, General Mark Miley. We're overly centralized, overly bureaucratic, overly risk adverse, which is the opposite of what we need to be. And the problem is getting worse. Since 1983, the number of supervisors, managers, and administrators in the U.S. workforce has grown by more than 130%, while all other job categories have grown by less than 40%. There you see the self-propagating characteristics of bureaucracy. I'm not going to unpack that. But let me say, our analysis, and it's been pretty well vetted and tested, if we could reduce the cost of bureaucratic drag in our organizations by 50%, we would create $10 trillion of additional economic output around the world. If we double the level of engagement in our organizations, that would add another $8 trillion. Those, my friends, that is a huge number.